Just
Welcome everybody to our first podcast episode. I'm looking excited, but I think we should start with our introductions. So I'll go first. My name is Lance. People call me LB. I'm 19 and I'm doing nursing at CCOB. Ken, you're up.
oh shit. Um, Hello everyone. My name is Kennedy. You can also call me Kendo. Whatever is related to Ken. I'm currently 18 years old. Surprising, I know. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all the interesting.
Hi, my name is Matthew. Oh, my hair's messed up. But I'm 18. I'm a comp sci major. I play guitar. I'm a musician. That's like my whole personality right now.
Oh my god.
All right, and us three, we're called the Deep Dish Brothers, and
Deep
welcome.
Dish Brothers.
Shut the fuck. Let's get started with our first question. Why the deep dish? Why do we call it the deep dish? Kennedy, this is all you, man.
Alright, so guys, you know what a deep dish pizza is, right? And something
No.
about deep dish pizzas is that they're deep, right? And a thing about this podcast that we want to do is we want to get deep into these topics. Like we get in
Okay,
deep,
bro.
like
I'm not gonna lie to you. When you said deep dish pizza or deep dish to me, like I took it literally. I thought
well,
like
you
a
think it's like
dish in deep water.
Yeah,
Like
he
what?
talked to me about this. He's fucking
yeah,
stupid.
What?
there is no you don't think of deep dish head and you're like, oh, pizza.
Yeah,
Shit,
no,
no,
most
fuck
people
no.
do.
Most people
Most
No,
say,
people
"Oh,
do.
bro,
no,
you're
you do
weird.
not.
You're weird."
No one does that. I swear to you. Okay, I'm whitewashed, but like even me
It's not
with
even
my
a whitewash
Americanized,
thing.
It's
oh
literally
shit,
no.
what?
If you were white, you would know about deep dish pizza.
Because it's pizza.
No, no, that is not how it works. No, I swear, do a
Lance, just
poll on
accept
any.
you're fucking stupid. Just
Okay, whatever. Question. Next question. Okay, so a lot of if you're coming from high school or from college, a lot of people want to know, you know, high school or college, which is better. I'll leave it up to Matthew for his response on that.
I think uni is just better. I mean, high school, uni is just high school, but you have freedom because you're an adult. But it also kind of sucks because you're an adult. But it's good because you're an adult. I don't know how to describe it other than that. Like I have the freedom of an adult, but now I have the responsibilities of like taking care of shit, and that's like annoying because I'm still in high school, but I'm not. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that makes any
Mm-hmm.
sense. I think the biggest thing for me why I would lean towards uni over high school is just because like I get to do whatever the fuck I want. You know.
So it's that freedom, that you
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's the same for me. I really like college. College is just better overall, but I feel like the question is really based on the person, based on how it is. But like for me personally, I'd say I like college just because there's a lot less drama. Because and if you know my history, like I got involved in so much drama that it isn't fun. I know all of you got involved in drama too, bro. Like
What?
it's
Me?
okay. Yeah, yeah, you got into drama. Everyone, let's admit it. Everyone got into drama.
I don't know how I got
In
in.
our high school career.
I don't think Kennedy's gone into drama.
No,
No,
Kennedy
no.
got into drama
I was
out
a
of his
sense.
own free will. Like,
He was the same.
uh-huh.
No, like literally for the drama that I got involved in, it was like, oh, this person liked me, and then I didn't reciprocate those feelings, and then I'm in the hot seat, and now the whole school hates me.
What the shit?
Okay, no, at
Because
least I defended you, okay? No one hated you as much. Like, I made it clear that it wasn't your fault, or it wasn't anyone's fault. It was just
yeah, it wasn't anyone's fault. It was just
unlucky. Yeah, it was just anyone's.
Emotions are
Yeah.
emotions. I didn't even know this happened. So
Really? I thought it was something that was going on hella like shit. Like you can see the beef going on, bro. People were like whispering about it, and I was there like, damn. But yeah, I digress. Anyways, yeah, it's just I don't know. It's probably because our high school was really small. We only had
yeah.
like 100 people in our class, so
Yeah.
you knew everybody. So if beef happened between two people, best believe the entire school will know about it.
Yeah.
That's why it was kind of rough. But in college, if you get in beef, no one
He was
gives
not
a
aware.
fuck about you, bro. Like you're like a very small speck in like a big old group, so no one cares, right? So if you got beef with two people, I don't give a fuck who you are. It doesn't matter. High school, very different. But like other than the drama shit, I'd say, I like that freedom, okay. It's just nice. Being able to, after taking class, you can go to the movies, do whatever hell you want, instead of, oh, I gotta go through recess and go through fourth period next, and then all that other shit. Like, no, no, that's not me. You know, it's just better for me like that. What about you,
Mm,
Ken?
Mm, yeah, for the most part, it's like what you guys said. It's just that freedom to like pretty much do anything you want, orchestrate your schedule however you want, instead of just being forced to like go to grade 2, 4, 6. Even though they
Hmm.
quote unquote gave us that freedom during like senior year, they had the stupid rule that they're like, oh, you need a fourth or a third period. I think that was the rule.
Hmm.
You needed a
yeah.
like a period in between, like, yeah, or it was like you need at least like 2 periods or something, like, even though you didn't need to, but it was just like some
Hmm.
filler class just to get an excuse for you to stay on campus. But
That's how they
So
make
you
money.
like that freedom too?
yeah, I do like the freedom.
Mm.
However,
Ah.
I miss the
Oh.
tomfoolery
Okay.
of high school. Like
I agree.
I felt like some of like my favorite moments of like some random day during high school was just when someone went into the bathroom and someone was
Oh
like,
God.
"Oh shit, someone
Y'all,
laid a football in the toilet," and then the whole
bro,
school would like rage over it. And then I
bro,
remembered,
that was like a master big ass burrito in the fucking toilet, bro.
but the crazy part is that we never knew who did it. Like it was
Bro,
like a
I think I know who
mysterious
did it.
shitter.
Who did it?
Who did it?
Okay, I'm not gonna give descriptions, but I saw a dude come out of the bathroom, and then I
Were they
wanted
in
to
our grade?
investigate, and then I looked in. I'm not gonna say who or give
Were they in our
descriptions.
grade?
No, no, hell no. They were
Okay.
like
Was
way lower than us.
lower?
It, it, it was lower. It
Oh,
was either like sophomore or freshman, and then I walked in because like there was already rumors before. He strike 2 times, okay. So like he was my first suspect, and then I looked
thunderstruck
in, and
twice.
then I just saw it. The big old bro. That's gotta be a world record. I am sorry, bro, but like the girth and the
It
length.
was
The
How does
girl.
that come out of
like
an asshole, bro?
it
Like
is it is
it's like a whole
unhuman.
baby. It isn't. That's what I'm saying. That's why I like those ties, but like, damn, bro, that's crazy. I low key just want to see what happened to that dude. Is he still like? Is he still striking?
He's still dropping fucking nukes.
Yeah, anyways, okay,
Carpet
let's
bombing.
see. I'm curious about this. What are you guys' types? It's gotta have changed, or you guys kept the same type by
I'm gonna keep it nice and simple, men. I'm
now.
just kidding.
Man.
Same.
No, like on some real
Yeah.
shit. Like, what is your types?
Mm, I'm a nice, simple kind of guy. Uh, just a
Mhm.
girl that treats me right. Just knows how to cook. That is
No,
that
no,
is an
no, no, no,
important
no.
one.
No, no,
Personality?
no. Okay, Kenny. Take a step back.
We talk.
I understand you are a good human being and you will look for personality and skills like that. However, if you had to arbitrarily say or make a statement regarding what your position is based on looks or
Yeah,
race
we gotta
or
know.
anything
Everyone
like
wants to
that,
know.
Mm, so
like do you fuck with the
refer.
ABGs?
I mess with ABGs.
And you fuck with
Oh,
them.
okay. Hey, yo,
So I
say
mess with
this. Okay.
ABGs. Latinas are cool. Uh, those are kind of like my main ones. Like
So
that's
are you
that's where I
racist
kind of like lean
Asians?
towards. This is like
Mm-hmm.
um, Latinas, and that's kind of like for me. Uh,
Any
but
specific looks?
um, hmm, I'm not sure how to describe a look. It's just like if they look pretty to
Draw it
me,
out.
then
Draw it out with your finger.
try.
Like, yeah,
What is
draw it out with your
that?
finger. Wait, we gotta see. Is
I
it
want to put it
hourglass?
on the green screen.
Eyes,
Oh
nose.
wow, that's
Yeah, yo,
that's
is
a
that a
big old
dick?
nose. That's
That's a
like, bro,
big
you
mouth.
two fucking Squidward, bro. You two Squidward. Okay, well, my type. Okay, my type's changed over years. Like I grew up like liking Latinas all the time because they were bad, right? I wasn't exposed to my fellow Asians until college. right? So y'all know in high school, like I only liked one person. She was Latino.
Yeah.
But then you go into college, and you see like everyone, especially our college. Our college is very diverse.
Yeah, you'd be
Lot-
seeing everyone and then fumbling everyone.
everyone. Okay, okay. It's not my fault, bro. Like, okay. You know what? That's looking my
He
fault. But like,
shoots his
I'm
shots
very
like
real. Like,
Shaq.
I saw.
No, he
Okay,
shoots his shots. They make
okay.
it,
I.
but
Hey,
then
yo,
no
y'all are
rebounds.
just flaming me, bro. Anyways,
You deserve
like,
it.
okay. I
He's gone.
no, I just started to merge into my Asians, Like my Asians are kind of just like they're popping off to me. The thing is, like I noticed, I don't know, I've never liked a Filipino in my life. I've only like one Filipino, but like everyone else, I do like. It just sucks that, man, fucking Asian standards are so rough, bro. Oh, it is so rough. Like if you ain't tall, if you don't got white skin, if you don't got perfect skin, or if you don't got, or like basically a Korean, like a K-pop dude, you're instantly lowered down, and
I'm like
it's
an
tough.
anime protagonist.
Yeah, he does sound
No,
like an
but
anime protagonist.
Loki is yeah, it's tough.
No,
Like
I will say, listening to Lance spout this shit, you know, kind of, it's not that bad. You just have to be
oh,
a
it's
good
not that bad.
person. You
That's
just,
true.
oh,
I'm just
you're
saying that the
saying, well, the
majority
standards
from
are
what I
so
bet,
high. Yeah, beauty
the
standards are
majority
high.
from
Yeah, wait,
yeah,
beauty
I'm talking
standards
about
are
beauty
high.
stats specifically.
However, Lance, that does not mean that overall standards are that high.
No, that's not what I'm talking. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about beauty standards. All right,
Yeah,
but
but
like
the beauty
specifically,
standards don't have to be
people
met.
can settle really. Like I've known people like you don't have okay from the people I know you don't have to look like Mr. fucking Jungkook and all that other shit. But like you just have
I don't think you
yeah
said that
Jungkook.
right.
Oh my god, my bad. My bad. Jungkook,
Cook, cook.
Jung.
Jun Cook.
Okay, yeah. Like you just have to have a
Jun
good
Cook.
personality. I met someone who was like, shut the fuck up. I met someone like who was really short. He wasn't all that right.
But he was the
And
right
then
one.
but his personality was like golden. Like he was that dude. He's the funniest motherfucker I've ever met,
You're
and
about
he
to say he
pulled
was
someone.
fucking.
No. Hey, yo, that too. But like he was good. He was gold. And right, and that's when I was like, damn, personality really does shit. But yeah,
Yeah,
uh
I think
huh. What about you?
personality matters a lot. But for me, okay, if I like looking at appearances, um, for me, the most important characteristic is hair. Yeah, which is funny because my hair looks like shit. But
What
yeah,
type of hair though?
it's got. Okay, I'm gonna be real. Like it's very. I'm very general. Like it's just got to be pretty. But I think I prefer bangs, and this is like I'll say I don't really like super curly. I guess
Super hair.
because it's
Oh,
harder to
so you
pull
like
off.
straight hairs?
I yeah, for the most part, I like straighter hair, but like I'd
So like bangs or
say
no bangs?
bangs. I fuck with bangs.
Mhm.
Uh,
I mean,
okay.
you've seen my girl. Uh,
Yeah.
you saw?
Uh huh.
Mhm.
Yeah. I
Waraki.
know what you meant. So
Yeah,
basically her.
her. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Me personally, I honestly like I fold for people with wolf cuts, man. Wolf cuts are it, man.
they're
Like,
scary
or
though.
anyone with
They're
like
gonna they're gonna they're gonna beat your ass. Look at them.
no, they look mean, but like the people with the wolf cuts I met, bro, they're so nice. They're just so nice.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then
joking.
yeah, and then if they got like wavy or like they got
Oh,
like
those are
this thing
wolves.
around their head like this, yeah, you don't. Oh yeah. But yeah,
No,
basically those
legit.
or any wolf
I
cuts is
thought
nice.
when he said wolf cuts, I was thinking of like that one picture of the wolf ripping his shirt off. Like, I was
No.
like,
What cut comes with that?
here,
Hell no.
here.
What cut?
I'm gonna send you the picture right now, and then you'll see.
I really love girls with wolf cuts. Oh,
No, but seriously, a wolf
Got
cut
that
is a
dog in
it's a
him.
golden bag for me. What's your guys' red flags that you don't like in a girl?
Fat egos.
that was about to be real bad.
Like,
If you didn't
Fat
say that
ego?
second word,
I thought you were gonna say something else, like
like
if you didn't say that second word, bro.
I mean
Nice.
like it's like a girl that has to make every situation like about her, like center of attention. and like personality. Uh,
Mm.
I don't mess with that. I don't mess with.
I don't. I mean, I think it depends on like extremity, but
What do you mean
Mm-hmm.
by
for
extremity?
me, how extreme they are at that. Like, if that's their whole personality, then yeah. But I know some people just do that because like they do.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Mm,
when I think
me?
about it,
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, continue.
uh,
My bad.
yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Uh, I think the biggest red flag is to just not care. I think compassion is the most important characteristic in a person. Yeah.
Compassion. Honestly, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want someone with compassion right now, but I honestly can't say much about it because I don't know. In terms of red flags, bro.
You are a
Honestly, if
walking
you're
red
like,
flag.
I'm a walking red flag. Look, I'm being honest with
Yeah.
you. All
Yeah.
right, everything hey, disclaimer, guys. Everything we say on here is jokes. We don't mean anything, right? We're just letting it be known. Okay,
No,
all
he's a
jokes.
walking
Disclaimer.
red flag. He
No, no,
is.
no, no. It's all being jokes, right? But yes,
Oh,
I
he
am kind
is.
of a red flag. I'm
If
not
any
trying to be, but
potential girl
I'm
watches this podcast,
I'm growing. I'm
He's
growing.
growing.
I'm evolving.
Pause. He's.
Yes, yes, yes.
he's been five
Hey,
six for the
wait.
last 2 years. He's not
Hey,
growing.
I pause. Pause. I'm five
It's kind
seven
of
now. I'm
a
5'7" now. Okay,
plateau.
I'm 5'7". Hey. Just getting it clear. I'm 5'7" now, right? I'm average height.
You
Okay,
cannot
just getting it
round.
clear. So
Rounding doesn't count.
all the hey guys, the DMs are open. It's okay. Type
Deals
a
are
line there.
open.
I'd appreciate it. The DMs are open.
Oh,
For all
dude.
of us actually.
DMs are in
You know,
drought, actually.
but yeah, red flags. I'll t- mm, I'll see if you're really obsessive. Because
Oh
like
no,
then
that's
that's
hot.
just okay. It depends on what type of obsessive. Because if it's to the point where my life is literally has to be cataloged for you, then
Oh,
I'm
okay.
like,
Oh.
yeah, no. But
Yeah,
if you're
no.
like asking me how I'm doing or like where I am or like just the complete basic shit, then I'm fine with that. But not like all that really extreme. Like, what were you doing at 7:30 or 8:51 specifically on this day, huh? Are you like or a girl that keeps like assuming you're cheating or with another person? Like, hell to the no. I'm
I'm
good with
the
that.
If they always got
I
us.
want a girl.
Hmm?
No, yeah, I thought that's the end of my sentence.
Oh, oh. I was just gonna say. This is kind of just my take. If
Mhm.
like a person or just like or maybe you if you have to
Why is he
overly
whipping out a
concern
dog?
about to hit a sick riff. But
Uh-huh.
but if you have to like overly concern yourself of like if your partner is cheating or not, I feel that is a big insecurity issue with yourself. Because the thing is that from my observations alone, I've seen a lot of people kind of just go into relationships, but before the relationship, they're just super insecure with themselves. And just a thing from my experiences with relationships, your insecurities will go up most definitely because you're um like naturally you kind of hold yourself up to like a different standard. And if you feel like you're not enough for your partner, insecurities go up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
honestly,
I
I have to
agree.
agree with that.
I agree, but I also think that there are some stipulations to that because I think that like at least the last relationship I was in, we identified the problems and then identifying them, we were able to work on them and build trust that way.
Mhm.
But it's like one person, or rather, I had to be really, really observant. Like I was doing my damnedest to make sure everything was working. And like if you don't put in that effort, it is just gonna get worse, like you guys are saying. For me,
Hmm.
I was like fucking watching everything because I am one of those obsessive types. Not obsessive in like, oh, I have to control everything, but obsessive as in like I do kind of second guess myself a lot and I want to make sure that the other person is always comfortable, always feeling good, and try to do my best to like notice things like, oh, when I do X, Y happens and I don't want Y to happen, or Z happens and I want Z to happen. I just have to like the way my brain works, that's how I kind of attack situations. or not attack, but that's how I approach everything, right? When I talk to a new person, I try to see what their mannerisms are, how they and try to cater to them. I suppose I'm a bit of a people pleaser, but I enjoy that because it's like rather than just like, oh, I think they'll be happy with this. I try to dissect things and give reasoning like, oh, this and this, therefore I should try to do this. And it's like that's I think that's how I interact with most people. Except Lance, I fucking hate him. But yeah.
Oh wow, that's crazy. But honestly, yeah, that's a respectable opinion. But something I've always wanted to ask you, Matthew, is what are your thoughts on long distance relationships? Like you've been in one. Do you think
Hmm.
they last? Do you think there's like certain types of people that can make it or not? Like, what are your thoughts on it? You don't have to answer if you don't want to, but like I've always just been
Um
curious.
I think it can work. I think you can make it work. I think it takes a lot more effort than uh an in-person relationship, like in the later stages at least. I think
Mhm.
LDRs are good for building that connection because I think in person you can very quickly create a false sense of intimacy, or rather you can fall into intimacy, right? Like, oh, you're in love with them because they fuck you good. But online, if you're in an LDR or something like that, that can't happen, and you have to really, really, for it to last, you have to love each other's personalities, you have to love them who they are. But I think it gets harder the longer it goes because you don't get to touch them, you don't get to hold them, you don't get to hug them. When you feel down, there's no one there to hug you because your person is however fucking many miles, kilometers away. And that's the biggest thing, right? I think honestly, getting into an LDR for the first like 2-3 months is good, and then transitioning into an in-person would probably be the best way to set up a relationship. But yeah, it gets
Mm,
really hard the longer it goes because you just really want to feel something. You want to feel them, you can't. And obviously some
absolutely.
people can make it work. I couldn't.
Mm. Damn, bro. I'm
Yeah.
sorry about that, Loki.
Okay.
But I
Okay.
don't really have a right to say anything in this situation since I've never really been in a relationship. Ladies, DMs are open. It's okay.
Oh,
But and it's
I put the plug in.
anyways.
The
Yeah,
guy's
yeah, yeah. We
thirsty.
we gotta make sure. We gotta make sure. And if anyone's listening, you're interested. All of us are open right now. Especially my boy Kennedy. Look at him. He's gorgeous.
Look at him.
Anyways,
Oh, he's.
digressing. Coming back.
You see those awards or are those just lanyards? I don't.
Oh, they're like
No, oh yeah, I don't know what they are.
they're like
Uh huh.
medals.
Yeah, see? Look at
Oh, okay.
SRLA
Damn.
races.
that. My
Oh
god.
yeah. See, he's a champion. Look at him.
Look at him. Look at my racist.
Anyway, okay. Anyway, going back to what I'm saying, like from what I've seen and from what my friends have told me, and from what I've watched, long distance only works for like a very specific type of people. Like
Hmm.
from the ones that I've seen succeed, it's always those that started close and then went long distance for like I don't know school or trip or that's something that's not um indefinite, right? If there's a plan to come back, that's I see relationships coming back. But if it's like something that, oh, I have a job there and I need to move there and I don't know when I'm coming back, I never see those really work. But thing is, we're kind of young right now, so we're kind of broke as hell, right? And I've seen
Yeah.
some long distance relationships where like they just fly to each other every month or so. But Matthew, we're like I said, we're broke as hell, so we can't really do that. So I kind of just think it depends on age. If you're young, I don't think it's gonna matter. But if it's old, as in like you have money and you can visit, then I think just a larger chance that you're gonna make it.
Mm.
What about you, Ken?
I was saying a whole 24 hours ago is do I remember? Uh
Does he remember?
LDR.
so basically what I was trying to say is that um for like long distance to really work, it's more of like I remembered independence was something that I brought up because I feel something important before you go into a relationship is having like a stable foundation with yourself with your own independence. Meaning like you're doing all these things and you're chill uh, uh just being by yourself. Um content with just having friends here and there. And then when you go into a relationship, you don't throw all of those out of the window. So that I think that's one important thing. Another thing is I remember I mentioned communication. That's just for all relationships. You you need like good communication. If you're uncomfortable with something, communicate. Um, if there's something that you appreciate in a person, tell them. Yeah, and that was that. And just overall trust in your partner, because that's something. Oh yeah, trust in your partner and trust in yourself. Because I feel that if you are going into a relationship knowing that you'll be in the condition that you won't be able to see them, that is just something. And I have to have trust in yourself. Like, oh, I'm gonna go into this knowing that in the end I'll be with them, and that no matter what, we'll be together. Also,
So
have
you think that
trust.
if you got
Hmm?
so if you got all those qualities, like you think you're gonna last?
I feel if you, I know there's like a lot more qualities like compassion and things like that. But I feel,
Compatibility.
yeah, compatibility. But I just wanted to touch upon those.
I mean,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, I think a lot of what you're saying is right, and there's nuance to it to be sure. But I think yeah, I mostly agree with what you're saying. As the certified e-dater in this fucking call, yeah, I can attest to what you're saying. It's also just a lot of being ready to kind of struggle alone, right? Because like even if you have a person, you don't like you
Yeah.
physically have a person, and it's like someone like me who really really craves like physical affection when they're like down.
Hmm.
That is hard, right? It's like even if everything else was working out, we fell apart because I think I was just going through a really really bad time, and I just really really wanted a hug, and she can't give that to me. It's like the only thing she can't give me. But yeah, of course it depends from person to person. Some people aren't really touchy, so it doesn't bother them.
Hmm.
The other, I think, important thing when you're looking at dating online or just an LDR in general is the amount of time you spend like with them. It's hard to regulate that, right? Because in person, you're like, oh, well, we have free time during X, Y, and Z hours, right? So we hang out, we can go on a date here, or we can do this here, around our schedules. But with an LDR, if it's easier, right, per se, because it's just a call. So then you call them all the time. You know, you sleep on call with them, you do things like that, and then it can end up really, really, like you said, taking away from um, other relationships in your life. I found myself like my friends were like, Matthew, where the fuck are you? And I was just like, girlfriend, woo. And
Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I just can't never imagine myself in a long distance relationship. Honestly, I can't do
I
it.
can't imagine you in a relationship, period, bro.
That was okay. Okay, pause. We don't need that part. Like, like unreasonable disses, bro. Like I'm just here responding. Relax. But though, we got a new day, so let's ask a really spicy question that I came across here. Would you guys go for the street smart girl or the book smart girl?
Streets.
Look smart.
So,
Oh.
street smart. Why? You gotta explain.
Who do you want? You want to go first, Kennedy?
Um.
Anyone.
Well, I feel like since because I know like books are important now, but like um, I feel just knowing yourself around like different places in the world. Not too big. I mean, different places around like where you live, like where your significant other would live. So that in itself would be very important because in terms of books, I feel book knowledge can only go so far in most scenarios. Meaning like
Okay.
you can know a lot about anatomy, but what are you gonna do if you find yourself in like a certain like situation when you're about to get into like a squabble, like in
Altercation.
yeah, in an altercation in public, you're not gonna be like, this is my eyeball and I'm looking right at you. It's like, or
Fucking
like,
Shakespeare.
and you're the prostate because you're gonna be shitting yourself, or like some crap like that. You can't spit yourself outside of a like an altercation.
Can I counter?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but
I think oh, huh?
oh no, but I was saying like, but with street smarts, I feel you have more of an edge. A lot of scenarios.
Okay. I agree with that, but I also think that having a girl that's book smart is but like really street dumb is fine because that's really fucking cute, man. I mean, what can I say?
I mean,
You got
it's cute, but like, what if you just get in a situation where like
why
you're fucked?
don't ever put me in a situation, bro. That's what I mean. No, but okay, what I mean by that is just like fucking in reality, you're there so you can keep them from doing stupid shit, right? Like from like fucking like you know just being really racist in front of the wrong crowd. You can stop them from doing that. Yeah.
But that's only if one person is street smart themselves, though, right? So like, if
Okay,
you're
so
both book
fine,
smart,
fine.
you're fucked.
I'm not
Yeah.
book smart, bro. Not anymore. I
Ah,
mean,
okay, okay.
I'm
I
not book
perceive
smart
myself
either.
That's valid.
as way more of a I can take care of her. That's what I mean.
Okay.
And it's like it's also just like for the rest of the relationship. It's just I like it. It's just cute as fuck. She's like, how the fuck do I turn on the washing machine? And then I'll go, ah, ha, ha, I got you. And then boom.
Okay, well, okay. Me personally, I go for the street smarts, bro, because like I'm low-key book smart. I'm not gonna lie, right? So we gotta create
Needs
like
to be
some
taken care of.
complementary type shit. Yeah. Like I got all the brainy shit down, right? So I need someone to help me along in the streets. The dynamic duo type shit. You know what I mean? Because we both, street smart, or we both, book smart. If we get placed in one of those situations that is like needs the other, we're fucked. That's how it is, right? So a great duo, a great balance, and that's how it works for me.
I
That's the shit I've been thinking about.
hmm,
All right, all right.
I
Another
suppose
juicy question that
bro
I
just
got
doesn't
here.
let us dwell. Bro just
Shut
wants to move forward.
I do want to.
I thought
I
this
thought
was
y'all
the
gonna
deep
flame
dish
me.
podcast.
You were
Y'all
supposed to
gonna
go
flame
deep.
me, bro.
No,
Fine.
we're supposed.
We're
That's
Y'all,
the
we're
whole.
like
y'all
we're
gonna
like
flame me.
touching the cheese and then we leave.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Fine.
That's a good ass
Now,
fucking.
now, now,
That's good, Kennedy.
now sit out there. Now sit out. All right.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I agree with you, right? Duality and I think balance is important. But there's also another thing. It's like if you're not street smart and let's just say you're book smart, then there's also that chance that you're just like not gonna ever put yourself in those situations because you're just gonna be scared. No, because you'd be like, oh, well, why, I don't want to go to a bar. I'd rather go to a lounge where I can read my book and smoke my cigars or some shit like that.
Well, like street smart and book smart, that doesn't have to be like your personality. Like we're talking about like being efficient in a certain
I
field.
mean, yeah, I was exaggerating, but it is also part of my personality is right is music, right, and that's part of why I find myself to lean more towards street smart. I mean, obviously, the rest of my personality complements that, but it's like I'm a people person. I understand how people work, and I think that's the majority of being street smart is just not be a dumbass around people. Because I think the most common ways to get in fucking trouble is you just do something stupid, you piss off the wrong people,
Mhm.
and so it's like
Awesome.
is
So your
like even
definition of the best. Okay.
well, I mean, it obviously changes, right? Like there's specific things that like fucking affect the attributes, but
Mhm.
I need to stop using big words. Fucking
Yeah, I
um
don't understand. Don't, bro. You're using way too much vocab there, buddy.
yeah,
Too
I'm
too
not book
much
smart by the
street
way, guys.
smarts.
Guys, I'm not book smart, but I really think the antithesis of this equation is the hyperbolic time chamber.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. Okay. So what are your thoughts on that, Kennedy? Though.
What?
Yeah, I feel
Wait.
I agree a lot with Matthew,
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
and I just wanted to say because I feel with someone who is solely book smart, I feel they missed out on a lot of things because they spent so much of their time just like, oh shit, a book, and then
Okay.
they never because I feel like I understand that like knowledge and all that is like very important, yeah, but stepping outside and kind of experience life outside of your house and just getting yourself familiar with your own surroundings, I feel that also is important. Like you can study so much, but you're missing out on so much.
Hmm.
That can go both ways because I've met people that are book smart, but like don't. Okay, how do I explain this? Like book smart, as in they just read it once and they don't stare at a book 24/7. You know what I mean? Like they're just smart by reading it once. I think it's just their photographic memory. But like, there's some people that are book smart that are also street smart, which is like
Used to be
I don't
me.
know. Yeah, but like it's like wild when people are like that, man. They got like they walk both worlds and they're just fine with everything. And those are like the type of people I see like on the top, you know what I mean?
I
Like shit,
think
but if you got the knowledge, oh yeah, go.
no, finish your sentence. Sorry.
Yeah, like if you got like the knowledge and then you can like apply that knowledge in IR world, then you're thriving, but like you're gonna do fine. Unless you get hit by like some massive misfortune or something.
Rock. Oh. um, yeah, I mean, I think you're right. But like you said, it's a balance, right? And it's like you can
Hmm.
still be adept at both things, and it's without being like leaning too heavily into one. I definitely
Hmm.
think for me, there are times where I'll just lean towards being book smart over because I don't really think I'm quote unquote street smart. I just think I'm a people person, which is a big part about being street smart. I
Mhm.
don't fucking know the rest of that shit, right? But like
Hmm.
I can if it comes to people, I can deal with it usually. But it just depends.
Let's see.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. Any final thoughts, guys? Or we laid it out there.
Well, I was gonna jump in on like street smarts kind of gets you like connections. I feel just
Definitely.
if you really want to like get somewhere far in the world, I feel connections is a very important aspect because
Yeah.
Right.
I feel solely trying to do something like like trying to build like an empire just to you can't build an empire solely by yourself. You need connections and like people to help support your ideas and then also support their ideas as well to reach high height. That's why.
Yeah, but I also think that's part of picking your partner correctly. You want to have not the same aspirations, but you want to have similar goals, I suppose.
Mhm.
I mean, it depends. Modern dating culture kind of shuts that out. With just the one and done. Oh, hey, shoddy, and then you date for a month and then leave.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know. If only
I
Lance
feel
had
like not.
experience.
Why am I getting dissed, bro? Like I'm just listening here. I'm laid back and I'm just getting thrown shots
just,
here.
just
But like
getting
on the
this.
whole, hookup culture, I don't think it's like as common as people think it is. Because people, okay, like people you see on TikTok do that shit, right? Or people that you see that are popular do that shit. But then you go around and then you meet people. People don't actually fuck with that. Like a lot of people, as much as like a lot of people think it happens, it doesn't happen that much. Probably
I
because I don't hang out with those type of people, so maybe
yeah.
it's just because of the people I surround with. But like from the people that I met so far, they low key just don't, right? Unless you're just one of those guys that are just trying to experience a bunch of shit, and then you do all that hocus bogus.
Mhm.
But from what I've seen,
Totally dope.
yeah, not many people go for that.
I
Yeah.
feel I feel it's just yeah, it's like what you said. It may not happen a lot, but the idea of it is just very common to people that it like people perceive that's like it happens a
As the
lot.
norm.
Yeah, it's like the norm. I feel kind of just like hookup culture and like oh you need a girlfriend to be happy. I feel like those kind of ideas are over romanticized. Or in other words, it's just like too much value is placed on those ideas, and rather I feel much more should go towards like things like self-love and independence and self-respect. Because I feel in this day
Mhm.
and age, like that is super rare.
Yeah, in my opinion, when people try to look for love, like trying to complete themselves in another person, like I feel like that shouldn't work. Like honestly, you can't love, in my opinion, you can't love someone unless you don't, unless you love yourself already.
Nah,
Because
I
then
disagree with
either,
that.
okay, okay, but on my opinion, it just doesn't work like that. Because it's just, I've seen people do that and it just never works out, man. Like if you're not confident in your own skin or you can't just like love yourself at all, like okay, at very temporary, sure, it might work. It might fill that void, but it's not gonna close that void that you have. It's like a temporary hole, right? Or a temporary solution. Doesn't work in the long run. That's why when I talk to people like way older than me, they always emphasize. There's a reason they always emphasize love yourself first before you love anyone. Because then it's like you're doing injustice to that other person. Like, what if, yeah, they're helping you, but are you helping them? Right? It's a mutual benefit type shit, right? You're not gonna be. It's not supposed to be one sided. And I've seen it happen before. I've never really seen one person empty and then the other person like not and then it working out. I don't know. It just doesn't work out. But I mean, I could be wrong. But yeah, Matthew, explain to me why. Why do you think?
Um, I genuinely think that uh, self love is important, right? Let me put that out there first. I do think I'm not trying to say it's not important, right? But I do not
Mhm,
think that it is necessary in order to love other people. And I do think that what you need is to not hate yourself. You can't hate yourself. There's a difference, right? You don't have to love yourself, but you can't fucking hate yourself because that. I mean, you're being self-destructive is self-hate, and therefore it will affect the other person because that person, when you become when you have a relationship, that person becomes an extension of you. You know, you guys are extensions of each
mhm,
other. Especially right if you hang out, if you're dating someone for a while, they'll start acting more like you because that's just how it works. That's how people work. We monkey see,
mhm,
monkey do, and you don't necessarily have to love yourself, but as long as you don't mistreat yourself, then I think it's fine. And the other thing is two broken people can help make two whole people, right? I genuinely think that I have faith in people if they know what to do, right? If they identify problems and they're able to function, right? Because not every broken person is the same. Not every broken person is completely like locked in their fucking in their room and they can't do shit, right? Some people just just need a person to I guess siphon energy from. No, 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 no. That sounds like a leech. To tether themselves to, right?
mhm,
To oh, what gets me up in the morning? Well, right now it's I want to make myself look cool for my girlfriend or something like that. Oh, why do I take care of myself? Because I want to see my kids. Things like that. People you can
exactly.
use, or I mean, yeah, you can use people as motivation. You can love people as motivation. Why do I get up in the morning? It's so that I can take care of my son who needs to go to school, or things like that. Having important people in your life that you love will also let you take care of yourself. But there's a fine line because there's certain points where you will obsess over them, you won't take care of yourself, or alternatively, you will just fucking fall into a state of nothing. You just won't. You just get overwhelmed and you won't do anything. You won't take care of yourself. You won't take care of them, and slowly everything falls apart. At
In
least
my
from my
opinion,
experience.
and from my opinion, the idea of two broken people forming something whole, especially specifically for our age, the reason why I think it's faulty is because as soon as one person leaves, the other person is broken. That's why a solid foundation is strong because
Well, yeah, the
I
foundation
view
is
a
necessary.
relationship as two foundations forming a bridge and moving with each other, not one person building the other half of the other person. You know what I mean? Because as soon as that person is gone, you're broken. Because if you build your entire life based on that one person and you lose that person, what's going to happen to you? Like it's over, right? You're just broken. That's why when people tell me, or like from what I've seen so far, anyways, when two people are whole already and one person leaves, even though they leave, they're still whole. They just don't have that other person with them anymore. If you know what I mean. It's like two towers, right? If you
Oh
got
no,
one person building the other half,
no,
and
no,
then
no,
Bad
no.
analogy. Bad analogy.
oh,
Bad
hey,
analogy.
if you got okay,
Analogy.
if you got okay, if you got
So you got two
I'm trying
towers.
no, okay. If you got one
And 2
tower,
points.
okay,
Two
fine.
towers.
If you got two
2001 New
builders,
York.
if you got two, okay, wait, pause. Y'all are making this harder. If you got two builders, right?
Yeah,
One
done.
builder is building one half of the ladder, the other builder is building the other half of the ladder, right? Let's say you guys start building your foundation, right? Keep going up. But as soon as builder two leaves and then builder one keeps going, what's going to happen to that foundation? Eventually, it's going to go long enough and it's going to fall,
I don't
right?
think you know what a foundation is.
Okay. A foundation is meant to hold what's up or like
Yeah,
the
so
fuck, like the
so
okay.
in a
Just get the fucking
relationship,
analogy in.
your analogy
Oh my
sucks.
fucking,
So
oh my god.
what you're trying to say is that you are building a staircase and one of you is working on either side, and for it to continue going up, it has both sides have to be there, right? So if one side
No,
leaves, eventually it'll fall.
for to continue staying stable, both sides must stay. You can
Yeah, it's
keep
the same.
going up. No, that's the fucking. Okay,
You nursing
the
mother.
whole point is if you're down and you don't have a foundation and you build the foundation with someone else, as soon as the other half of the foundation leaves, you're gone. You're broken and you're deep in the rots of just the pit bottom. For most people, anyways.
Wait, give me a second. My grandma fell down the stairs.
Oh,
No, she didn't. I'm lying.
you don't
You
have
don't have
stairs.
stairs.
Okay.
I
But what do you what's your thoughts on this, Kennedy?
Okay. Um, I'm surprised that you mentioned the very specific example. Two people building up, and then when one's going up, another one goes down. Because guess what? I went through something like that. And from experience, I feel being at Bedrock, you're able to put things into perspective, but it also depends on the person. 'Cause some people stay broken, but some people just realize that they are broken. Because I feel there's a difference from like just being in a broken state, but and recognizing that you are in that state. I feel
Mhm.
recognizing that you're in that state is the very first step to improving upon yourself. And for me, I went through an experience like that, and it took me a while to realize that I was just in this massive rut. I was super depressed, and I was like, shoot, my life is terrible. But then I was like, oh shoot, my life is terrible. I want to do something about it.
Uh-huh.
And it's not like it wasn't like, oh, I recognized that I was depressed, and then by next week I have a six pack. It's not that easy. It's
Mhm.
it's a journey, most definitely, of recognizing your wrongs from that experience, but also growing from it and forgiving yourself. Because I know forgiveness is a hard thing. For me, it took me nearly 2 years to finally forgive myself for my faults in previous relationship, but I'm totally fine with that because if at least if you're gonna get somewhere and you get there, at least that's something. It doesn't really matter how long it takes because I know some people say like, oh, you gotta do all this before you die. But the thing is that we can't really focus on that idea because we don't know when we're gonna die. Because like you can have this whole
Mhm.
idea that you're gonna be doing all this and you'll make it to the end most definitely, but that's not the truth. Some
Mhm.
people just don't wake up. Some people
Mhm.
just die the next day without thinking about it. Like, oh, I'm just gonna go to work, and then boom, they're in a car accident and they died. But my point being is that just take your time, and you don't have to rush things. I know people. Oh, you need to do all this before you hit a certain age. Yeah, just take your time.
My bad
Understand that
again.
Hmm. Oh, he's just bad. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. So so yeah, just when you find yourself in that position where you're kind of just at bedrock, just take your time rebuilding yourself, but also reflecting upon all that went wrong in your life. Don't internalize it, don't, because
Hmm.
that just makes you feel worse about it. Just take it as a growing experience. But
What's interesting is
but yeah.
I honestly got that idea from you because I was like there when you were going through the thing, right? And I can tell now that you got your foundation set, bro. Like you got your whole building all right, and probably if you do get into another relationship, it's probably another building instead of broken plus broken. And that's
Mhm.
why I feel like you're gonna be a lot happier next time. You know what I mean? When you do get into it. But yeah, respect that. I respect that. Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Matthew
Oh,
wasn't able to get the gist of it.
I was
Mm.
dropping some lore while you were
Some
doing that.
lore? Oh
Yeah.
shit, I missed the lore.
Mm, yeah.
Um, I
That's all
got
good.
I picked up the end of it, and yeah, foundation in and of in yourself is important too. I agree with that, but I don't know. I genuinely believe that having a person will also help you just figure yourself out too, because you know it's just how it be. People are people. I mean, humans are a very social species, and interacting with people, doing that, helps
Mm,
you. If you find passion in doing something like music, right? You find passion. Let's say you're a guitarist, and then you meet like a really really good other female guitarist or male. No judging, but and then you and then you just do music together. You find passion in that. You have a similar passion. You grow together, and yeah, it'll suck if they're gone, but you're not gonna just lose your hands.
oh,
Things like that. I don't know.
Mhm.
It's a hard thing to like really really delve into because fundamentally people are different. You know,
I
I I
okay.
I'm
I
very different from you. I'm very different from Kennedy, and vice versa. But that doesn't mean that we don't have similarities, of course. And I think that's what's beautiful about people in general.
Definitely. Oh, I like that. No, I
and
got an interesting question. Oh wait, no, never mind.
why we didn't wrap it up?
Uh,
We're trying to move
I thought we
on.
wrapped
Oh,
it up there.
we
I
got
thought we
this
wrapped
is
it
the
up there.
pepperoni.
Okay.
This is the
I thought.
pepperoni. We got past the sauce. We got past the cheese. We're at the pepperoni, about to bite through the crust.
Okay, I like that analogy. Okay.
Mhm.
Shit.
All right.
All right, wrap it up, Ken.
That's what we
All
call
right.
it,
Got it.
Daddy.
So
No.
so basically, why I just wanted to say, yeah, I totally agree with Matthew in terms of just most definitely just socializing and just being with a person. You can most definitely grow with that person. No matter if the person is
Mhm.
good, no matter they're bad, you can grow from it.
How do you
Mhm.
arbitrarily define good and bad?
Like someone who like treats you with respect, and then like someone
Uh,
else who just vice versa.
I think if they're bad, it would
That's the
we touch.
basics.
But I'm just
That's
saying
like
like
the
you
pure
you
basics.
you can. Basically I'm just saying like you can learn stuff just from interactions with like pretty much anyone. That's
Oh, that's what you mean. You mean learning?
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah
I I
yeah
I,
yeah.
I agree.
But also in terms of like the whole thing with you kind of like being breaking off from analogy Lance, the whole ladder splitting and then you fell off and then I in bedrock. Basically I just wanted to put on that part. You're not alone. You're not alone. When that one person leaves your life, you just have to recognize that you still have people there. Like, you may be like crying in your room late at night, but you still have friends that you can always text and call. Still have hopefully mom and dad that you can just walk outside and you just see your dad just chilling in the living room or like your mom in the kitchen. You still have them in your life, and you have
What is
to
she
you have
cooking?
to, huh?
What is she cooking? Sorry, the
she
noises.
she cooking something good, something good.
Something diabolical.
But yeah, you just recognize that this one loss in your life doesn't determine all that your life still has.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Oh,
agreed. It is agreed, but I think there's another way to look at. I think a wise man named Joshua once told me this. Right. When you decide to date someone, when you decide both parties decide to get into a relationship, you're signing a contract that you will be there for that person, that you will be there to take care of them. You'll be there during the exciting days, the boring days, the sad days. You're signing that contract. Yeah, that contract can be broken, and it has been broken. But it can always be resigned, or you can form a new contract with another person. But I also think that, well, that's saying about that foundation, building your life around that person. I think that's what you should do. I think you should build that foundation around that person because that's marriage. I mean, obviously not at our age, I suppose, but I think that's how it works. When you find that person you really want to be with, and yeah, even after you think you found them, things can go wrong. But I believe that to truly get everything out of love, you have to do that. You have to be that committed, and they have to be your world. You know, because that's I think what they deserve. That's what you deserve. Obviously, it comes down to both parties accurately putting in the effort, trying, doing all these things, and it might not always work out, but that should always be the intent if it's a serious relationship. You know, they, yeah,
damn.
you should put them on a pedestal because that's where they should be in your heart. Obviously, that doesn't mean you should ignore their faults, etc. But they should always be the upper echelon of your people tier list. I don't know the fucking uh
Mm-hmm.
relationships. They should always be at
Mm-hmm.
that top because they're your person. Like at the end of it all.
Wow, that was real sweet. Okay, I like that ending. Wow. See, now it's hard to follow up with a question when you end like that. That was beautiful. That was a
And like
beautiful
that, and be
ending.
like, so you guys like cock?
Mm. Okay. I got an interesting question, guys.
Not
Okay, I was
a
thinking about
question.
this. Fuck.
Let's
All
go,
right,
bro.
don't say the name immediately. But I said this a while
Jonas.
ago. Who do you think is most likely to cheat out of all of us? Hold on, pause. Don't
Us
don't say it
three.
yet. Say it at the three time. Yeah, out of us three, right? Say it at the same time, okay? In three, two, one.
Lance.
Lance.
Matthew. What? That is so wild. Why? No, I gotta know why. Why? Why?
Bro,
Explain.
you be walking with your girl and then you'll go, damn, she's bad.
You're
No.
you're like the one meme where like the guy turns around with his girl.
Yeah.
He's like, ooh, not bad though.
That okay,
Okay.
now that
If I'm
pause. Quiet,
no,
time out.
but if you
Defend
want
myself.
if you want a real reason, if you want a real reason before you defend
Explain.
yourself, I mean, if you look at me and Kennedy, we're romantic as
What?
fuck.
Oh
Okay.
gosh. Oh god.
My guy,
Okay.
you're a fuck boy.
hmm I am not a fuck boy. I
Sorry, you're an
trust my
Asian
boy.
baby boy.
Okay, shut the fuck up. No, I'm not. I stay.
Ab-
Okay, pause. Let
Well,
me
love
give a
bitches.
great example. I stayed with someone who had unreciprocated love for
That's
4
different.
years.
That's different.
4 years. That is
No,
kind of good.
that is
But low
very
key.
different.
But
That's
because
obsession.
I like them, okay, that is not obsession. I don't
It is.
think that's obsession.
Well, I think
Pause. Explain
no,
why
no,
it's an
no.
obsession.
It's. I think it's
Uh,
rather it's obsessive. Maybe it's not a
how
full
is that
blown out
obsession?
obsession. Huh?
Explain how it's an obsession.
No, I don't think it's an obsession. I think it's obsessive. Because you will agree with this. That person took up a lot of your thoughts. You thought about your mistakes with them a lot. You thought about things. They took up a lot of your life where you didn't take up a lot of theirs.
Okay, but okay. Let me defend myself real quick here. I
oh.
have an iron hard rule. Like I completely because I grew up like very traditional, very Asian traditional. If you break up or if any type of cheating, any type of like anything that would be considered cheating, I look highly down upon. If you're not loyal, I don't respect you. That's how it is. That's why anytime I hang out with someone and I find out that they cheated or they do shit like that, like I get really mad at them. I don't say it to them, right?
Why the
Because I'm
fuck
not
did you
that.
say me?
No, huh?
Why did you
No,
say it was
I feel like
me?
I feel like you're an opportunist. You know what I'm saying? Like
Opportunity.
if an opportunity arises, like for me, I'd say fuck no, fuck you. Like I got someone, right? And I'm gonna stay with that someone unless it ends, then yeah, obviously. But like I'm not an opportunist
Rebound.
like that. I'm not an opportunist like Matthew over here. Like I could see my man right here having a relationship, talking to a baddie like on the side and be like, hey yo, we can hook up. It's all right. I'm on a 5-day break. It's all good. I feel like my man would pull some. He's smiling. He knows it too. Look at that smug face. Look at it. He knows he would do that shit. Me, if I'm in a relationship, I'm in a relationship. There's no other girl,
Well,
right? I
the thing
would.
is, Lance. All right,
Oh
there's
my, he's gonna
nuance
drop that.
to my relationship. Like, there's the one I was fucking in. It was open. Dumb fuck.
Oh,
That's why
Okay,
you
no, no,
see
no.
me
Okay,
that way.
difference though. Okay, a little bit. Like if, in my opinion, I don't, I don't know how to feel about people in an open relationship because if you're allowing another person to fuck your girl or you
Nico.
or your girl allowing, yeah, like a sneaky link,
No, that's
I
different
don't
because
know,
the
man.
motherfucker
Like,
watches. There's a difference between getting
yeah,
cuts and fucking.
I know, but if you allow your significant other to fuck someone, man, bro, in my opinion, that's just, I don't know. I don't see it
It
just
depends.
like the respect is just not there. You
Listen,
know what I
listen.
mean? Because
Okay, okay.
a relationship is like sacred, right? If you allow other people to just bang each other, like in my opinion, sex isn't just like, oh, feels good type shit. No,
Yeah,
it's
that's your
like
opinion.
something
That's what
that's
I'm saying.
intimate.
That's what I'm
Okay. But
saying.
yeah.
That's the opinion of, or that's your view of sex. And I think that there's the school of thought that it's just sex. There's that. Some people think it's really intimate, and obviously, I still think it's an intimate thing. And honestly, there were times where I didn't want to be in an open relationship because like I was like I thought about that. I'm like, damn, 7 big brolic black men.
Okay,
I
that's
don't,
not happening.
yeah, I don't know if I want that to happen. You know what I mean? But it's also just it was, I was that it's an LDR, bro. Fucking if she can't touch me, I
Bro,
want someone to touch me.
I'm not talking about you specifically.
No, but I'm talking,
Right? I'm not
but
talking about you
like I
specifically.
think it's easiest to just draw from personal experience. And granted, neither of us got any bitches during that time because we're both foul. But um,
I feel like we have none of us have a say in this. It's like we barely have that much experience, bro. Like y'all, you've been in relationships
fuck
like once.
you.
Kennedy's been in a relationship twice, and then
I've been
me,
in
I
two
had
relationships.
zero. Yeah, but I spent most of my time just learning, bro. Not learning through experience, but learning through people
Reading the
telling me shit.
scripts,
No, like
book
people come
smart.
up to me and tell me all their shit, and then I'm just listening, and that's how I learn from generally. But
Yeah,
obviously,
I
it's
mean
not going
that's
to be
it.
as great as experience. But like the thing is, experience can be very specific, and sometimes that certain experience can be not viable in terms of explaining general scenarios. If you understand
Sure.
what I mean, like sometimes it's like yours specifically, that is very unique. Like I've never heard of anything like that. That's why when you tell me your shit, and I'm like, wow, like damn, that's like it's like very novel like. You know what I mean? Novel, unique type.
Really? Really? Yeah, I know what you mean. Sure. Ken Daddy, you got any say?
Um, is this
He want to say something bad.
is this I understand the whole like open relationship thing. I know that's not something personally for me. That's not my cup of tea. But um, yeah, I feel to some extent I can understand that that's something that some other people are for, and I'm in no right to really crash on it. Well, me personally, I'm kind of just like, oh, I personally would be in it, but different for some people.
Yeah. Y'all feel like introverts or ambiverts? I think you wrote that wrong.
Are y'all?
Oh, okay.
Are
So do
you
you want to do that as
Montague
our last
or
question?
Montague?
What the hell is
What?
that? What the hell is
Oh,
that? A Montague?
Montague?
What?
Capulet?
Like Charlie Montague?
What is that?
That's
Montague,
Shakespeare.
Capulets,
What
Shakespeare.
is that?
Romeo and
Shakespeare.
Juliet.
Oh no, I cannot say anything about that, bro. I don't remember shit about fucking Montagues or
It's
fucking
like
Shakespeare
it's
stuff.
like the Shakespearean Bloods and Crips.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't remember anything about that.
bro. What
Like
would you
I have no.
what would you do in the cask of Amontillado? Amontillado.
That story is wild.
I'm nerdy.
Story's
I'm
fucking
nerdy, but I
crazy,
ain't
bro.
that nerdy.
Bro just had
Bro.
so much hater energy that he just locked him up.
I don't know. The guy was just like, why are you do? Okay, you can keep putting up bricks, and then he's like, wait.
He was like, "Oh, funny joke," but he kept building the wall up. He was like,
He's
"Wait,
like, hey,
wait!"
it's fine.
And then bro suffocated to death.
And bro was like, it's over. I'm the cask of Amontillado now. And that wasn't funny.
That's wild how y'all still remember all of that story. Like
It's
I don't
wild.
remember shit.
It's wild how you still haven't gotten a single girl.
It's wild how you're such a bitch.
Roasted.
That's how it is. Like this is unnecessary right here. Like I'm sitting here and then I'm just taking shots like no other, bro. Leave me
You fucking taking back
alone.
shots, bro.
Fuck
Whoa.
you. All right, I got a good question. I guess it's gonna be our last question. Do y'all feel like you're introverts, extroverts, or ambiverts?
I'm gonna take the cringe answer. Just go. It depends.
Same. I'm kind of
Okay. Like okay, as more often, like what are you more often? Obviously, you're gonna be different in terms of the people you're with, but what are you more often?
I'd say people probably perceive me as an introvert, but I'm way more extroverted than people think. I'm just kind of I'm a very shy extrovert, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So you're an ambivert?
No,
Because
ambiverts are different.
if people perceive you as an introvert, then you pretty much gonna act like an introvert. You know what I mean? Because
No, I think
people will perceive
that's
you how you act.
rather okay. Let me say that. I think people who don't know, like who've never talked to me, think I'm an introvert. Like if you just look at me in
Oh,
the
so
library
visually.
or things like that. I mean, I dress dark. I kind of just keep to myself usually,
Mhm.
but I'm a people person.
Mm. Okay, so you got that deceiving look,
I'm
basically what you're saying.
mysterious.
Hell
Mysterious
to the no,
anime
you is
character.
not mysterious, bro. You
I
is
I
not mysterious.
I'm not
Please.
mysterious when you talk to me because I will tell you my whole life
No, 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 no,
story.
no, no,
If
no,
you
no,
ask
no,
me
no, no,
two,
no.
you ask me two correct questions, you'll get my whole life story.
You're so. This man is the most open person I've ever met, and I respect that. A lot of people, it's very hard to be open. Like I know people like for a long time, and they still like struggle with opening up. So the fact that you can open up is definitely, that's boyfriend material right there, huh?
I do think
Yeah,
I'm
that's what I'm
boyfriend
saying.
material, but like you said, I mean, we talked about this. This is off. This is the tangent, right? We were fucking talking about this yesterday. Lance is just like, bro, you're not mysterious enough to get bitches. Like, you a good
No,
boyfriend,
no,
but
no, 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 no. It's just okay. I find this so weird, but from like when I talk to people and they tell me like what attracts them first, it's that sense of mysteriousness. Because if you're a little bit too open at the beginning, right, and they know everything about you, like they
mysterious.
just you give away too much friendly vibes, right? You gotta give that. Oh, I want to know more about this guy. Like, have you seen Pete Davidson, bro? This man pulls the entire fucking continent of baddies. Like, I don't know how he does it, but when I was listening to what he said because I wanted to listen to the Rizzler himself, right? And then he kept saying shit, right? He said that it's like popping weed. You give a little bit of a like a scent of what they want, and then they follow, and then you cut the scent, and then they
That's
want more. You
fire.
create that craving. You create that craving, and then that craving leads them to want to know you more, right? But if you like leave everything out already, there's nothing to chase. You're just looking, right? There's nothing appetizing anymore if you know what it is. That's why people like the thrill of not knowing. Like in movies and everything, if you don't know and you want to know, people will pursue. But if you know everything already, like if you got spoiled in an anime or spoiled in a movie, your desire to watch that movie goes down for some people, right? For some people, right? But that's that, you know, um, type of mysterious I'm talking about. But I digress. Like me,
Oh,
okay,
he digressed.
yeah, yeah, I digress.
Yeah,
I
he's
got
learning
vocab
from
too.
me.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
you
learning. I'm
don't.
learning. I'm learning.
You didn't
Fuck
even
you.
know what fucking. Never mind.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Unnecessary shots. What is going on, bro?
I
Like,
just
this
hate
is
you, bro.
wild. That's
Kidding,
same.
kidding, kidding.
Okay. Anyways, for me personally, I am definitely an ambivert. Like there's times like I just want you to fuck off and don't talk to me, and there's times where I won't shut the fuck. Like that's just me. It also depends, like I said earlier, with who I'm with, right? But generally speaking, I'm like in the middle of both worlds, right? It just kind of just depends on how I'm feeling, man. Like at times I just want to stay home, watch a movie, not do anything. There's times I want to go out, chill, hang out with friends, and do all that stuff. So people call me both. I got one friend calling me an introvert, another couple calling me an extrovert. But it just depends on how I'm feeling.
When you
So
use
I'm gonna be
personality
an
three with
ambivert.
personality one friends.
Uh, sure.
Do you not have
Yeah,
different
sure.
personalities for your friends?
No, because that's just fake as fuck.
No, not
That's not.
necessarily. No, okay, listen. Let me change my fucking sentence. You act differently around different people. You'll make
No,
different jokes around different people, things like
no.
that.
I'm the same as how I am.
Make a
That's
group
Loki.
be joke in
Like
front
in
of you.
my opinion, like no, like in my opinion, like I will only stay with like a certain type of people. Like I'm not going to be that person that will mold myself or like change how I am with certain people because that's just me
I
personally.
see.
I'm not like that. Yeah, I like if you don't fuck with me, you don't fuck with me, and I don't fuck with you. That's just how it is.
I mean,
But
that's the thing. Oh no. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I keep cutting you off.
no, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, that's just if you don't like me, I learned this from a friend too. He really said something that really hit me. He was like, I told him some stuff about my past, and then he told me some good advice, and he said like, people don't accept you for who you are, bro. Like, don't try to change yourself for other people because in the end, man, you're not gonna. It's just not it. I can't put it into words exactly how he said it, but he said it in a way that was like that really hit me. That really said, wait, hold on. That said, like, just don't. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to put it in words. I'm really horrible.
Be
But
yourself.
Okay.
yes, and be with people who accept for who you are and not mold shit. Like in my opinion,
Hmm.
I respect people, who do that kinda ish. I don't know. It just to me it feels like you're just trying to be too friendly with everybody. I don't know. Being too friendly with everybody is a red flag because then that just shows that you're fucking people. Was it people pleasers? People pleasers are. I'm not throwing an attack to you, Matthew, but people
Well,
pleasers kind of fake as hell sometimes. I'm not gonna
I'm
lie.
not a fucking people pleaser. There's a difference. That's
You
what
you
I'm waiting for you to finish so I can fucking call your ass dumb.
okay? Well, that's an opinion, Matthew. Obviously, you have to
Right?
respect an
Okay. Now
opinion.
listen to this. Listen to this. Right? When I
This
hang
man
out,
always got a guy. You always gotta attack me. Okay, okay, keep going.
when I'm back in, especially back in high school, right? I had like four main groups. I had the group with you, Lance, you Kennedy, Philip. I had the fucking group with like
Philip hated
Lillian.
me, bro.
Oh, you stood there. You stood nearby them. So, uh,
No, I
yeah,
stood away from them. Nah, that man hated me with a passion.
really.
Wait, who?
Yes, he did not like me at all. Like I'm pretty sure like there was a Discord and then he banned me from one of the Discords. Yeah,
Okay,
it was
well,
bad.
in any case, what the fuck? Yeah, I was part of the Asian boys, the fucking the drama, not drama kids, but the ones like when we started that shit. It was Philip's group, your group. I was in like fucking so many different groups, and obviously I can't act exactly the same in every single one of them because they have different people. But I don't think that that's just being a people pleaser by changing. I think it's just adapting to environments because at the end of it all, I'm still me, right? My personality doesn't change, but maybe my jokes do or my mannerisms do because I don't want to be an asshole, right? Like if I go into a room of like distinguished scholars and I try to converse with them, I'm not gonna talk to them the same way I'm fucking talking to y'all. But that don't mean I'm being fake, right? Because I can. That's just another facet of my personality. That's just another extension of who I am. Because I just think that's how it works. I think that's how it should be. Right, Lance? Are you telling me that
Okay.
you'll talk to your professor the same way you talk to your dad?
Okay, that's different. That's
Right? Or you
relationships.
talk to your dad? Yeah,
But I'm
no,
talking
but
about friend groups.
relationships,
Obviously, I'm not that
relationships.
friendshipy with my relationships.
Yeah, no, but
Like, okay,
friend groups, wait. A friend group consists of multiple relationships that
a
intertwine.
different type of relationships.
Yeah,
Oh
but
wait,
they all
hold up,
intertwine.
hold up.
I want to know what Kennedy thinks about this because I feel like he's been gathering information.
I'm just gonna say this has been a interesting back and forth between Um,
Let's dumb.
but what I will say, if you guys still have thoughts so far, I'm leaning towards more of what Matthew is.
Okay. Okay. But that is just my opinion. You gotta respect it. I don't care how much you dislike it, but that's just my opinion.
No.
So don't roast the fuck out of me, Matthew.
I agree.
That's just how I think.
To,
No,
I
you
agree
don't.
to an extent. No, to an extent, right? Because I
Okay.
just think you're looking at it the wrong way. That's what I mean. I think I right when I'm trying to say is I'm still the same person no matter where I am, but my
Okay.
mannerisms will change because not because I'm a people pleaser, but because I'm not an asshole. You know, like I'm not gonna make jokes that would offend. Okay, but let's say I'm with the boys, I will make jokes that will put me in prison. But if I'm with just when I'm with like a group that's not the boys, then I won't make those jokes because they could make them uncomfortable. That's not me changing my
Okay.
personality. It's just me, I think,
Okay.
adapting to the people I'm surrounding myself with. And I think that's I mean that's why I look at myself as a people person is because I have that ability to do that. I'm able to read the room. I'm able to do those things. That's I think that's what makes someone uh seem or that's what makes a social butterfly. I guess I don't know. Am I a social butterfly? No, I'm not. Fuck it, I'm shy as fuck. But yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. What do we do now? Is this how it ends?
Um,
Okay.
no,
Whenever it's.
you didn't get mine, dude. On
Yeah,
yeah,
the
Oh
fuck?
yeah,
man.
yeah, oh yeah.
Bro just keeps forgetting
Yeah,
about
yeah.
Wow.
Christ.
I thought you
Alright.
said something.
I was just listening to you. But
Okay, continue, my man.
okay, I understand both of your guys' points. Lance, like kind of what Matt's saying to an extent. I do understand what you're saying with like you want to be with people who won't like mold like crap on you, but I feel that's probably like a good thing about people is that they mold you into a better version of you.
It's true.
Like they give constructive criticisms on your character, meaning like in terms of like, oh, you act a certain way to like certain people and it's not respectable, like things like that. But it's different when you're saying something like that and in comparison to someone who's like, oh, I don't like you when you act way based on their own personal preference of the kind of people that they like. I feel that's the difference. And in terms of Matthew's point in acting differently with like certain groups, it's I totally agree with that because it's like you wouldn't talk the same way like how you are with us the exact same way you would talk to your boss because like with your
No,
boss
we're talking about friends specifically,
inter,
not like
inter wait
mobs.
interpersonal relationships, right? They're all the same, well, among the same vein, right? You might okay, right? A friend group usually consists of many people, but if you isolate it, right, a friend group is just more than one person. It's just so technically, right? If you take it bare bones, you can look at a relationship with your boss as a friend group between you and your boss, and you just look at it the same way. Listen to me, right? I'm not saying to look at it like that holistically. I'm saying to look at it just identify that they're very similar things, right? Just interpersonal relationships. A friend group just happens to have more people, more relationships, and more intertwining loops. But a relationship with your boss is the same. It's a relationship. It's an interpersonal relationship between you and him, and it creates that setting, right? Let's say every
Mm.
time you're in a friend group, you're in a box, right? The box around that group. If you're with your boss, you're also in a box between you and your boss, and within that box you will communicate a certain way. And I think that's where the similarities lie, because there's always that box no matter who you're talking to. There's a box around us, right?
Mhm.
Fucking about the way we talk to each other, and that box changes, right? It might not change drastically from group to group. It might stay the same from group to group depending on who you are and what you stand by. But that's what we're trying to say is the way you treat your boss and the way you treat your friend are in the same vein, right? They're in the same like category, but they're not exactly the same. Obviously, they're not. One is a group, one is just a person, but they're still within the same vein of existence.
Mhm.
Okay. I like how this turned more into a debate. Like, how do you guys remember everything from high school? I kind of just like threw that whole life away from high school. Honestly, like, I kept the
Throw it
experience
away.
there, but like I kept the experience there, but like all the drama and shit that happened, all the friendships. Like low key, even though like people from our school can like I just pretend I don't know them. Bro. Like I kind of just moved on with my life, and I'm just like everyone kind of moved on too. Like I know people that'll just wave and that's it, but like me, like I'll just give you a smile, but like we were only friends because of that. We weren't even friends, but we're like mutuals because of that school. And then now that college is here, I don't know, kind of moved on. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's weird.
Well,
It is weird.
I didn't like forget everyone like you said. It's just more like, yeah, high school's over. Can't really stress over what everyone's doing because they already moved on. Why stress over
Mm-hmm.
someone who's not really stressed over whatever is going on with your life now? Kind of just
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, just deal with that everyone moved on with their lives. Whatever happens in their lives happens. Um, yeah, just worry about still in your life.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird. I feel so. I don't know. Maybe it's just because of our specific high school experience because it was very small. So like everyone knew each. It's like even though you didn't like each other, or like yeah, you just kind of knew each other. Like even the people that didn't speak to each other, you were just mutuals because it was like 4 years with them, right? So like you may not have been like buddy buddy with them, but they were like in your life, right? And now that you're not in that tiny little cube anymore from high school, and you branch out, I don't know, man. You realize a lot of things, right? College, I didn't even realize there were certain types of people until I was in college. You
Really?
know, college really, yeah, college really broadens your perspective. Like I've met a lot of people. I didn't expect people to be like that. I'm not gonna get into specifics, but it's very different from our high school experience. That's why I say I grew the most in college than in high school. Because high school was one specific experience, but college, you like the more you meet people, the more you learn from them. And that's why I find it so beneficial to be in college. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And yeah,
For
just
me, it was
for
vice
college
versa.
life. Really?
Yeah, I grew more in so far in college, uh, I grew more in high school. Um,
No.
Agreed.
in terms of like my understanding of life in that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
For yeah, for what you were describing, Lance, the how high school defined you, or how you've learned from people in college. At least for me, I mean, I already had an idea of how people worked. I was a people person. I always have been. So I've always tried to understand how people worked. And I don't know, a lot of those people went to our school. You just didn't notice them, or they didn't interact with you as much, or you had very minimal interaction with them. But I see the people from our high school in everyone here because our high school is so small that there is an archetype in every single one of them. Every time I meet a new person, there's a chance they'll remind me of the person from high school. I mean, Kim, for example, her mannerisms definitely kind of remind me of like, it's a mix, obviously, but a lot of the girls there, you combine a bunch of them, and I feel like, obviously, you can't just make a person with other people, but you'll get some of her mannerisms from that. I mean, I think the person who talked to the most people in high school was definitely up there. I wasn't close, but I talked to a lot of people and understood how a lot of people worked, despite not being close to them. Obviously, that means it's just a surface level understanding, but more than a lot of other people did. I would just quietly
Okay.
sit there and read the room, listen to people talking.
Mm, that's respectable. Okay. Man, like I said, man, they weren't lying when they said college humbles you. The amount of geniuses you meet in college is wild, man.
I was
Like
humbled
I
in high
said,
school.
Yeah,
okay, but I'm gonna be honest. Like the top of the top in our high school is not compared to college. Like, okay, our college isn't like the top of the top either. Right, we're kind of just mid. But the fact that our mid, like college, was able to humble us like that, man. Two publications, oh wait, no, sophomore or third year, two publications. But the what was it? There was a government that she posted some paper on it, right? And then she got perfect SAT without studying one shot. That's wild, man. And the thing is, when you told me that, oh, people like that don't have a life, I look at her and her life is just partying, bro. They just built different, low key. They're like beyond. These are like people with like the biggest brains out there. And when you come across people like that, it's very demoralizing, right? So like I don't know how people. I don't know. It's just a rough transition, and it's weird, right? Because then when you leave high school, right, and you have the high people, right, and then you think, oh, those are the cream of the crop, but then you meet an even higher standard. It's just I don't know. It's just really rough to transition to, because then you don't feel like you're like gonna be good enough or stuff like that. Because that definitely happened to me. You know, after I met that person, and then I found out how much of a genius they were, and I found out how much a gap difference there actually is between you and the top. Very rough. But I mean, that's the beauty of college. You know, you realize a lot of what you're missing, and because of that, you know, you have a chance to grow. Right? You have path. Right?
Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
mean,
it's
I think the ending, or rather the closing statement you made there, really capped it off good. I mean, my perception of it is definitely different, but I can empathize with what you're saying. For me, my standards have always been too high, and I never met them. Therefore, seeing someone else better than me doesn't really phase me anymore. I'm just like, oh, nice. Oh shit, you're good at math. Can I at least offer you? Kind of shit. Like,
mhm,
oh shit. Oh, you got an A plus at calc. Can I see your notes? That you know, that's my mindset. You know, and there's alternatives, and I think this is just me coping. This copium for sure. But you know, like they can't sing as good as me, and then they can. Oh, they can't play guitar as good as fuck, and and then I'll just lose it, and then I'll just oh well, I know more about random subject than they do, so you know,
yeah,
it's wow, I stuttered. Um,
mhm, you're fine.
I definitely think it changes from person to person, but that's how I look at it. You know, it's not a really a dick measuring contest, but if it does start to hurt my ego, I will just gaslight myself into thinking it's okay.
That is definitely not okay. Don't do that. That's
Well,
just it's
oh,
Or would
bad.
you rather be
It's
like,
bad.
damn, all these people are smarter than me, fuck, or
No, then
nah, but
just
I'm
lower
better
your
than them at guitar.
expectations. You gotta
well,
set realistic expectations. If it's
They
too
are
high,
realistic.
and you then you should have met them.
Well, that's because I'm
That's what
like not
makes
cool.
that no, a realistic expectation is something you can meet. But if you're never meeting your expectations, then you gotta admit they might not be realistic. A bit too high, right?
Well, we don't need to.
Scale it down.
We've gone into this. Do we need to go into it again?
Yeah.
oh,
Okay. Well, in my humble opinion, I um whatchamacallit, I just falter when it comes to actually getting shit done. It's not a test of skill. When it comes to skill, I feel like I wouldn't meet my expectations. But there's that test of determination, motivation, discipline, etc. All those things that contribute to you getting shit done. That's where I feel like I falter, not in intrinsic skill or intrinsic ability. I think my expectations are where they should be for my supposed abilities. It's just the I just don't get shit done. Yeah.
well,
Thoughts on that, Ken? Oh, he got
okay,
something to say.
personally, my thoughts on like people who are just like, oh my gosh, oh, I cured cancer and I made 99.1% pure meth, and like people who like have all these high achievements, cool and all, but in my personal opinion, I really, it may sound harsh, but I don't really care much about that. Like, because for me, understand that everyone makes their achievements in their own lives, and yeah, that's cool. They're doing that for them, I hope, but I really don't want to put so much value on their achievements where to the point where I'm just downplaying myself. Because of course, I could be doing things of my own, but that's just how their lives are going, and that's what they chose to do with their life, is to um excel in certain subjects and excel in certain things, but it shouldn't be something where you kind of like downplay it. It's like, oh, they like wrote like 10 papers in a week and they got like a 1500 on the SAT. Oh, what did I do? Yeah, like I feel in terms of accomplishments, you shouldn't go into comparison because I feel that's kind of like the downfall for a lot of people is that when they think of achievements, they go straight to like comparison and like competitiveness. Because I feel, because honestly, for me, I feel people take life too, where they just get stuck in this idea of, oh, we got to be competitive. But at the end of the day, like, for me, what I think about is like, what's going to happen when I die? Like, if I were to get like a 1500 on like SAT or like wrote 10 papers, is someone gonna like come to my grave all the damn time saying like, "Oh my gosh, he wrote all 10 papers though"? Like they're not gonna do that. I feel for what really matters is just the real, because I know it's gonna sound stereotypical. I feel just the way that you treat people and the relationships you build. That's just some. That's personally for me. That's why I find value in life. And of course, in terms of like accomplishments, what I think it is, um, well, like how I think of like accomplishment. I always think like to me, I tell myself there will always be a bigger fish. So don't get so like overfixated on the idea that you have to be the very like at the very top of the mountain. Just focus on doing the best that you could for yourself. And
Uh,
that's kind of
Agreed.
You know, a wise man, aka Kennedy, has said before is comparison is the thief of joy. Right? That was it, right?
it's not my
I,
quote, but it
oh,
John F.
oh,
Kennedy.
oh,
It's not.
yeah.
That's not. It does not sound like a Kennedy quote.
I think it's Eddie.
Yeah, that sounds like a
Shout
Roosevelt.
out to Teddy Roosevelt. You know, he gave a fire quote.
This is my boy.
Yep.
Well, lucky.
Comparison is the thief of joy. You know, you don't need to be the best in the world. There's no point. You live once. It's not competition, like Kennedy said. As long as you're content with who you are and what you do, that's all that matters. In the end, no one will really give a
I
fuck
don't
about
agree
you
with that.
100 years from now.
I think
Yeah,
contentness is bad.
Contentness is
contentness is
bad.
what leads to happiness.
Huh?
Because if you're never content, you're never going to feel happy because you always want more. But if you're content, you will never need anything more.
Hey, why do you think that,
Mm,
Matthew?
I think that being content can stifle growth. Contentness to me has always somewhat had a negative connotation. You can be because if you're content with something, that means you're done with it. In my
Not
opinion.
necessarily.
No, I think you can change it, the definition when it comes to like life, things like that. But like, write an essay and you're like, oh, I'm content with this. That means you're done. You're gonna turn it in. That's just good enough, right? And for me, contentness is good enough, and good enough is not excellence.
Maybe that's just your competitive nature kicking in.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but that I'm not necessarily competing with other people. I'm competing. I just don't want to stagnate. I feel like in my opinion, never being content and always wanting more drives you to keep moving forward. Rather, how I said, you wake up every day wanting to be a better person, or rather, I wake up every day with the intention of being a better person than I was yesterday. That I will never be content with myself because I'll always want to be better, and I'm okay with that statement. I think you can still find happiness in that. You can find happiness in the endeavor, right? But I think being content with life is not something I want to do, right? If you have everything, you're content with everything, what else is there to do? You can say something
Yeah.
like, "Oh, enjoy it." But I mean, I feel like in life you have to always move forward. It doesn't always have to be huge steps. It can be baby steps. It can be, oh, I'm renovating this, I'm doing this, or I'm working on a hobby. I feel like being content. The way I look at it, it's just not somewhere I want to be. you can be content with aspects of your life, but I don't think you can be content with it as a whole. I think you should always strive for more. You know, you say that thirst for more can deny you happiness, but I still I think for me personally, I derive happiness from relationships for the most part. I derive happiness from the people around me, and when I'm older, I expect that I'll derive happiness from my kids, from my wife, from myself. You know, but I will always want to improve and always want to be better, never settle, and always just push for that. Right now, I might not be there, but that's how I want to look. That's how I look at life, and that's where I want to be. I want to always move forward, always grow, I suppose.
I totally get your point. Just yeah, because at first I was like, can't be happy without contentness, but the way that you put, yeah, it's just like the certain aspects that you should be content about. That's where I'm mostly siding with, because I feel moving forwards is good, but also having like still points in your life where you're like on some days you feel like you're not really moving forwards, but I feel being content with having those days and find happiness. Oh, I'm not so like fixated on like working on goals today. How about I spend a day just being content of just standing still? And I feel like it's like what you said. You can't have like a contentness for like your life as a whole because you won't move forwards. That, but in terms of like your still moments where you just like chill and hang out with the boys or like hang out with your family, kids, or
Mhm.
things like that. I feel you can find sense of contentness. Those sort of.
Yeah, I agree with that. And let me reiterate. I don't mean that you can't like ever just take a break and just have fun with the boys.
Yeah.
That's obviously, you want to always grow, but sometimes growth is obtained by just relaxing. There are times where you need to rest. There are times where you need to do everything, but it's you know, and you can finish a day feeling satisfied with that day. You can be content with that day, but like I said, I think it's generally within when you step back and look at life. I think you should always want to improve upon that, but like you said, you always want to have a foundation. You always want to have those rocks, know that will keep you grounded and make sure you never falter, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Contentness. I have a weird relationship with contentness. It's
Same.
like I grew up very competitive. Like I wanted to be at the top of the top. But then the older I got, I kind of just realized it was senseless. Because then I'm chasing something. But then that even if I achieve it, I will always want more. It's a never-ending cycle. So what am I really chasing? What am I after? The greatness? Happiness? What am I looking?
I think
Yes,
that's the
being
trap.
able to. That is
Kind
the
of a trap.
trap.
Yeah, that
That's
is a trap.
why that's why even though what I am right now, I've stopped chasing, but I will not stop growing. I will not chase for the thrill or for the desire anymore. I'll just grow as I live. And that's why I'm the happiest as I am right now. I'm gonna admit, I'm happy. It's like the happiest times of my life right now. Like I'm chilling, no nothing, no nothing. I'm not chasing anything. I don't have this. I have a desire to, succeed. Yeah, sure. I desire to do all these things, but I no longer have the desire to be number one, all this shit, because it's just not worth it. What do you do once you have the title? Nothing. Oh, you spent all that time suffering just for some measly title. And what's that title gonna do? Is that title gonna make you happy? No. Yeah, you worked for it, but what makes a journey, great isn't the destination, but the journey itself. And if the journey itself is horrible, then what's the whole point of it, right? It's not like when train for a marathon, you don't train you're not happy about the marathon or getting that award at the end. You're just happy about passing the line, being able to step and keep moving forward through that entire difficulty. And that's why when people complain about, making certain achievements, or for example, this person I know who got PhD, he has best job, makes a lot of money, like 400K a year. He said, "Yeah, I make 400K a year, but am I happy? No, I sacrificed so many things, my mentality, my joy, my everything, just for this one goal because I just wanted to get better. I just wanted to be at the top, and that desire led to my down." That's what he told me. And then I was when he said that, the more I listen to old people, the more enlightened I get. Because then I listen to old people specifically because obviously they've been through it, right? There's a reason why everyone's saying the same shit. It's not just cause out of just it's convenient or anything, or it's just coming out of nowhere. No, it's an experience, and it's kind of odd that if everyone is saying it, then there must be some truth into it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
That's
Yeah,
why when I'm content with what I am now, I'm happy. I'm not trying to be the best. I know people will always be better than me. That doesn't mean I'm gonna stop trying to be the better version of me. But yeah, you happy with at your current state, in my opinion, then you'll be happy. Sure, I mean there's gonna be some rough patches here, but that's how I see it. Or that's not how I see it. That's how I've been living it. And yeah, much
I
better
you
life
know
so far.
I also think everyone else just has a different way of living. You can't there's no universal answer. There's no universal mindset
Mhm.
that fits to everyone's brains. And while I might disagree with you a bit, there's points where I agree, and I I think the biggest disagreement is just I think being content is in my opinion, different. I think the way I look at contentness is different than what you look at it. I feel like the way you were describing being content is how I would describe satisfaction. I'm satisfied with where I am right now, but I'm not content with it. I'm not going to settle. I'm satisfied with the progress I've made, but I'm not content with where I am in life. I want to continue growing, but I cannot. But I'm satisfied with how hard I've worked, things like that. But I'm not content to stay here. Kind of, kind of.
All right, guys, this is our first podcast, and I hope you guys enjoy. Um, expect more deep topics. The deep dish, as you know. We went pretty deep today with Matthew's experience, fucking Mariana Trench type deep. But expect to see more. If you're interested, keep going. Follow us at thedeeperdish.com on Instagram. And yeah, hope you enjoy. We got episodes coming out every Friday on Spotify and YouTube. So yeah, feel free share with your friends. And yeah, it's all here just to have a good time, baby.